somebody's going to and look, it's going to happen sooner rather than later. You just watch. Don't doubt me on this. Where somebody's going to walk in to a gay-owned bakery or T-shirt shop or what have you and ask for something that a gay person is just going to be totally incensed at supplying. But because they're going to be successful in getting this type of law established, that you cannot deny somebody based on their their faith or their sexual orientation. Well, somebody is going to walk in and say, well, I'm straight and I want, and I'm this, and this, and I want you to bake me a cake for this. And a gay person is going to find it totally repulsive. And they're going to try to deny the service. And that person is going to take them to court. And by law, that gay person is going to lose. And then all hell is going to break loose because they're going to say, well, it's not fair. I get to do this and that. But remember, you on the gay side did the exact same thing. So now you have no leg to stand on. You have no right to protest. It's going to happen. Because once you start taking liberty away from somebody, it is going to eventually affect you. Plain and simple. You don't even have to use it in gay versus straight. You can use it in anything. You're gonna walk down the street and be incensed by somebody having a statue of the Virgin Mary on their property. Well, it burns your eyes, you say, and you're going to have to petition to have laws that prevent this person from ever putting a statue of a Virgin Mary on there. And then you're going to put some sort of statue, like maybe, I don't know, a miniature statue of David on your front lawn. And that person's going to walk by and make the same complaint. And because you've established law and precedence on eliminating things that you don't like, they're going to have the same opportunity. And we can already see that happening across this country. And when people think that they're doing something I'm improving my neighborhood or improving my community, and then all of a sudden it gets turned on, they're like, that's unfair. Well, no, you did the same thing. Now, some people would call that karma. And karma's a you-know-what. There's always this biblical principle, the golden rule. Do unto others, or, in more modern terms, treat others in a way in which you would like to be treated. So if you treat others with disdain and disrespect, then I guess you should really expect to be treated with disdain and disrespect. And to expect anything else or less is just foolishness. Plain and simple. I don't know how else to put it. It's idiocy. If you think you can limit somebody else's freedom without limiting your own, you're an idiot. Plain and simple. I don't know how else to, I'm calling you out. You're an idiot. Plain and simple. If you limit somebody else's freedom, then you better damn well expect yours to be limited as well. But there are a number of people in this country that are starting to fight back, and we can see that in millions of people supporting these businesses who are being attacked for no apparent reason, other than because the radical left wants to make a statement and get laws that they think will end up advancing their cause, when in the end it will simply cause them more pain and suffering than those who they wish to inflict that pain and suffering upon. And by then, they won't be able to get it reversed. Because then they will have to admit that they were hypocritical, that they were idiots, they were stupid, and that they decided to do something that was not good for the general public, and they can never admit that. So they will suffer in silence. Court. This is a WND story. Court. Businesses can refuse to make gay shirts. Now, the ruling finds decision based upon the message, not on sexual orientation. That's right. A Kentucky court has ruled, of course, you know that this is not going to be the end of this story, but a Kentucky court has ruled that under the Constitution's speech and religion protections, a Christian T-shirt printer had the right to refuse a job that would affirm the gay lifestyle. Now, the ruling Monday from the Fayette County circuit court conflicts with other decisions, including in Oregon, Washington, and Colorado, that have essentially told Christian business operators that they must violate their religious beliefs to remain in business. Kentucky ruling found that Blaine Adamson, owner of Hands On Originals, was fully within his rights to refuse to produce T-shirts for a gay pride festival in Lexington, Kentucky. Now, the ruling states the government can't force citizens to surrender free speech rights or religious freedom in order to run a small business, and this decision affirms that, said ADF, the senior legal counsel at Jim Campbell, who argued the case before the court. Now, the court highly recognized that the law protects Blaine's decision not to print shirts with messages that conflict with his beliefs, and that no sufficient reason exists for the government to coerce Blaine to act against his conscience in this way. So there is a limited win for the Constitution and for people's basic individual rights and their ability to still associate with whom they wish to associate with and not be penalized for that association in any way. I mean, because let's face it, if that's why haven't we outlawed the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan? Let's be real with this here. If we're going to take this to its logical conclusion with the radical gay agenda, why have we not outlawed? If you want to get rid of bigotry and hatred, why have we not outlawed the KKK? Well, because it would be unconstitutional to even try to do so. Now, trust me, I am not a KKK fan. I am not. I think they're loathsome people. However, they have a right to believe as they want to believe and express themselves as they want to express themselves and to associate with whom they want to associate with. They can hate me all they want. That's their problem. That's their life, not mine. I can look, you can do whatever you want. Try to get these Christian-owned businesses to accept your business. All you're going to end up doing is giving them money in which they will use to try to block or turn around your beliefs. And there's, unless you decide to go down the road of eliminating and making it illegal to be against gays, period, well, in which case you're going to have to severely limit somebody's constitutional and God-given rights, well, then it's going to also affect you in that same way. Well, blacks aren't stupid. We understood this about the Constitution. That is why there has never been a serious move to ban the KKK. Because that's stupid. That's plain and total idiocy. And some of you are probably thinking, well, Rod, gay rights are not equivalent to civil rights. You just said that. Yes. But when you're talking about freedom of speech and freedom of religion, it is the same. When you're talking about limiting somebody's rights to express themselves. So, hey, I guess it's okay for the KKK to refuse a black person coming into their business and wanting a Black Panther wedding cake, but it's not okay. It wouldn't be okay for that KKK to refuse a gay person for a gay wedding cake? Is that what you're saying? Leftists? Yes, that is exactly what they're saying. They're saying that they are superior. Their rights are superior to the rest of us. It's back to the old Animal Farm thing. All animals are equal. And then as the novel progresses, it becomes all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Well, if everybody's not equal, if somebody is more equal than somebody else, then there is no equality. Let me repeat that. If somebody is more equal than somebody else, there is no equality. Plain and simple. Speaking of courts, Supreme Court throws out Obamacare contraception ruling. Yes, from Newsmax. The U.S. Supreme Court earlier today reviewed the religious objections by Catholic groups in Michigan and Tennessee to the Obamacare requirement for contraception coverage, throwing out a lower court decision favoring President Obama's administration. Is this a way for Chief Justice Roberts to ingratiate himself with the American people again and trying to correct a wrong that he must obviously realize he made? The justices asked the Cincinnati-based Sixth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to reconsider its decision that backed the Obama administration in light of the Supreme Court's June 2014 ruling that allowed certain privately owned corporations to seek exemptions from the provision. Now, Obama's health care law requires employers to provide health insurance policies that cover preventative services for women, including access to contraception and sterilization, which flies in the face with many Christian and Jewish groups as well, by the way, is Islam. Now, women in Islam don't get to have contraception and have abortions on demand. Oh, no. They do stuff like that, and it's punishable by death. Frankly. But you notice how all these people who are arguing against, like, the Catholic charities and things like that, Catholic groups, they're just arguing against Catholic groups. They're not bringing the argument to Islam groups. Why? Well, because if they did that, they would lose. Hands down. Now, isn't that amazing? That one group of people with a certain faith are going to be singled out over another group of people of a certain faith who have pretty much the identical religious thought. So it's only on one group. Again, this whole notion that some people are more equal than others. Well, if that's the case, then there is no equality. Plain and simple, there is no equality. So various challengers, including family-owned companies and religious-affiliated nonprofits that oppose abortion, and sometimes the use of contraceptives, say the requirement infringes on their religious beliefs. I would also add that it also infringes on their social beliefs. You don't have to be a Catholic to realize or understand or believe that abortion is murder. You don't. You don't have to be a right-wing Christian to believe that abortion is murder. You don't. You don't. And so this whole notion that they're attacking Catholic or Christian groups is a red herring. It's all about them garnering and acquiring their ability to do whatever they damn well please, whenever they damn well please to do it, and to whomever they damn well please to do it to. And this particular case is people, the very people who absolutely have no voice. So it takes the living, because they're not yet born yet, and even if they are born, they're nothing but little infants and babies, so they don't have a voice. So they have to depend on those of us who are living and adults to give them voice, and the left doesn't care who has the voice. But they're going to attack those who do, who have a religious voice. And they specifically avoid certain religions, by the way, that also stand in their way of abortion on demand. But you know what? That's going to affect them too. And there are some people that are more equal than others when it comes to their disdain for the left.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. Call InventHelp today.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-352-1609. That's 1-800-352-1609.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to